Hi, welcome to 419 Lydiard Street North to the auction today. This is your auctioneer, Mark Vostenbosch. I'm going to hand over straight away because it looks like we might get wet. So go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have nobody being too shy, if you could just move forward. I know that you're going to hear me because I'm a little bit loud, but it'd be nice if I could hear any good solid bids. So don't be too shy, move forward. As Dean Parrish has just said, and I'd like to introduce Dean for a start. Dean Parrish has run a wonderful campaign for 419 Lydiard Street North. My name is Mark Vostenbosch. I'm the Business Development Manager at Harcourts Ballarat, and I'll be your auctioneer today. Now I'm going to make this fairly brief. I'll introduce Zach by my side, and if other Harcourts agents, if you'd just like to put your hand up, I won't introduce you all, but just so if you've got any questions, sidle up to an agent and just quietly ask. So, I'd like to start by presenting 419 Lydiard Street North Ballarat in Soldiers Hill. Now I'm just going to run through some formal bits at the moment. It's always the bit we all hate, but we have to run through it by law. On offer is this property. It's certificate of reference volume number 03370, folio 878, being lot 1 and 2 on plan 69406M. It has a 13.4 metre frontage and 50.3 metre depth, being a total of 674 metres squared. So quite a good piece of land in such an illustrious position as Soldiers Hill. Those of you who are new to Ballarat, which I'm sure there might be some of you out there with the interest that we've had on regional cities and Ballarat in particular being a growth zone, Lydiard Street is one of the famous streets of Ballarat. If you've watched a lot of movies or television shows, no doubt you've seen it transformed due to the beautiful Gold Rush buildings further down. The street is full of heritage-looking buildings and value abounds. So this is a real opportunity to get in at the ground floor of this property. Now, today's auction will be conducted in accordance with the sale of land regulations, which I'll just quickly pass on to you. The first one is that the auctioneer may make one or more vendor bids at any time during the auction. Number 2 is the auctioneer may refuse a bid. We hope not to do that today. The auctioneer may determine the amount of which bids are given. The auctioneer may withdraw the sale of the property at any time during the auction. The auctioneer may also refer a bid at any time to the vendor, any time that is before the conclusion of the auction. In the event of a disputed bid, which we hope not to have, there is an opportunity to refer to the previous bid, or what we don't want to do, start the whole auction again. So let's try and keep it our bidding nice and clear and concise today. Number 7 is the auctioneer must not accept any bid for the property after the property has been knocked down, unless the vendor or the purchaser do not sign the contract of sale. And finally, if a reserve price has been set for the property and the property is passed in below the reserve price, the last bidder will have the opportunity to negotiate with the vendor exclusively at first light. Now there are a couple of other conditions that our vendors have placed upon the property in the bidding, and I'm going to run through those shortly so there is no confusion. I'd like to thank the vendors for offering the property to us today. That's something that we certainly enjoy. Now the vendor has asked me to run through these. So the first one is that deposit bonds are not acceptable at this auction. Number 2 is on the auction contract there's to be no reference to or nominee. So the purchaser must actually have their entity on the contract. 10% deposit is payable on the day. They'll accept EFT, bank or personal cheque. The settlement term will be 30 days. And it goes without saying, number 5 is that as per the auction rules, all sales today will be on an unconditional basis.
Thanks, Mark.
Now that's the formal parts of the auction. Now I could go on and make some jokes, but it's pretty cold here and I'd like to get this done before the auction, so I'm in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the bidding for 419 Lydiard Street North. Hopefully this siren will pass soon. It's probably even louder than me. I think I go close. Now don't be shy, anyone here to start the bidding at 419 auction Lydiard Street North. You've all had an opportunity to see the property. All instructions have been on display for over 30 minutes prior to the auction, and I know the Dean personally has answered any questions that you require on the property here today, and that you've had an opportunity to look through. This is an absolute beautiful blank canvas that you can actually become the artist and make the property what you will. Now, is there anybody here that'd like to start me?
Murray?
Don't be shy. We have a start, sir. 500,000 I have. I'll take $20,000 bids to $20,000 bids to start. At 500,000 I have. Is there any advance on 500,000? Don't be shy. It's a cold day. By using your voice and using your hands, you'll actually warm up. Can I hear any advance on 520? Can I see 540,000 anywhere among you? 540,000 anywhere among you? Now, we haven't all come here to have an auction with no bidding. $540,000 I have. We'll take 20,000 more, 540, 560,000 here directly in front of me. 560,000, now we're getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. If we can just keep this auction moving, we might beat the rain, which would be a fantastic thing, so you're not all wet. At 560,000 I have. Is there any advance on 560,000? Now come on, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 580,000, 580,000, 580,000 I have. I'm looking for 600,000, 600,000 I have. At 600,000 now. Do I see any advance on 600,000? I'm looking for 620,000 at this point. I'll take 10,000 if it helps you there, sir. 610,000 there, the gentleman there in the cap. At 610,000. 620,000 I have. At 620,000, looking for 630,000 now. At 620, 630,000 I have. I see you at the back, sir. Would you like to be 640,000? At 630,000, 640,000 to the gentleman in the front here. At 640,000 I have. Now don't be sitting on your hands, ladies and gentlemen. You'll drive past this property in 12 months' time and think, boy, I should have bought it. At 640,000 I have. At 650, 650,000 to the gentleman in the cap. At 650,000 I have. At 660 at the front. Well bid, sir. At 660,000, is there any advance? 670,000. 670,000 there. 670,000, sir. Is there any advance on 670,000? I'll take 5 if it helps. At 670,000. At 670,000. Is there or you have any advance on 670,000? I'll just take some advisement for one moment and I'll be back with you in one moment.
I'll just check with the vendors to see if we're on the market. It'll be 1 second.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just checking to see if the property's on the market. So bear with us for a very few short time and we'll be able to come back to you very, very shortly. So now is the time to think whether this property should be in your possession. Ladies and gentlemen, I can declare the property is now on the market, so we are selling here today at 670,000. I'm looking for 5s. I'm looking for 5,000 at 670,000 I have. Is there any advance on 670,000? At 670,000, if I have no further bids, I can take a 1 if it helps you at all. 670,000. Yep. 670,000. I'm going to start the call, ladies and gentlemen. This is your time at 670,000 going once. At 670,000 going twice. I'm giving you fair warning. Are we all done? Are we all finished? Sold to the gentleman there with a cap. Thank you. Well done, sir. Great buying. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance here today. And we really appreciate you coming out on this cold day. Thank you very, very much.